Welcome to the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
Your suffering will be legendary, even in hell.
Central Maine's best comics podcast, by default.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Here are your hosts, Zach and Jared.
They're here.
Boo. Terrible.
Sorry, I wasn't really.
That was weird
Frank.
and guttural. I didn't like that.
Sorry. Well,
Welcome to the month of October, the best month of the year. No, not because it's your birthday, because I
God.
know that's where you're going.
yes, it was.
It's Halloween month, my favorite month of the year. This is my Christmas. 31 days of Christmas.
We're already on day 2 of your 31 days of Christmas.
I've had a good start so far.
Excellent. Have you? Have you watched any horror movies or scary movies or anything like that yet?
I watched A Quiet Place last night, and then I watched a few episodes of The Twilight Zone.
You know what I did? I listened to the Halloween theme.
Cool.
That
Just listen to
when
John
you live by
Carpenter.
yourself in the woods, it kind of freaks you out a little
So
bit.
you're just listening because that's John Carpenter wrote, directed. I think he edited and also did the score for that movie.
But we were talking
That's
about.
as indie as that gets. I mean,
I was
damn man, he does everything.
I was getting a haircut today because I finally had a little bit of time on my schedule.
I
to
can't
get that
tell because
done.
you're wearing a hat.
Oh, okay. Well,
Fine.
yeah, it's anyway. So I was getting my haircut down at Water Street Barber Salon. By the way, those guys top notch. Hey, throw them a little plug.
Are they paying us?
No, but
Then don't give them anything.
they gave me an awesome haircut.
Well, until they give us cash, we don't plug.
Well, we're talking about like Halloween. It's they're playing like a Halloween playlist, and there were some songs on there that weren't really like Halloweeny at that time. But we remember we talked about remember the Will Smith song "Nightmare on My Street."
No.
Oh, dude, it's a great song. It's
What
about
album was that off of?
I want to say it's Parents Don't Understand, or is it the White House album?
Oh boy, I really only know Big Willie Style and Millennium.
Oh, come on, you got to go back like to the like good stuff.
What do you want from me? I
to
remember two
listen-
of them. Isn't that enough?
to listen to the really good Will Smith stuff like Summertime, Girls.
Big Willie Style is
Big-
100% his most popular album.
Is, what Millennium?
No one
Didn't want
cares
any of
about
that?
Millennium. Big Willie Style was where it was at.
Let's see if I can find. Back when it was like him and it was DJ Jazzy Jeff. Come on,
No one cares. Whatever. We're doing this thing now.
I'm getting up the. By the way, I found out there was a Kids Bop version of Nightmare on My Street. He's the DJ. I'm the rapper from 1988.
Cool.
We're also talking about like there's some like really messed up like gore scary movies. I'm like I can't even like listen to the Unsolved Mysteries theme without getting scared.
Maybe you should like.
You know when the Unsolved
You live
Mysteries
next to
theme comes
crackheads in the woods. Maybe don't do that.
you know that when you hear the Unsolved Mysteries theme, shit's about to go down.
Yeah, but I've seen your crackhead neighbors.
Listen, it's only the people at the end of the road, and they're quite amenable,
Oh, great. Amiable.
whatever.
This is how we start our October every year. And by every year, I mean we started doing it last year. And we're going to do it this year. It is the annual Halloween drinking game. Last year, we started with the book Everybody's Dead. This year, we're going to a book within the same universe, but with rules that I had to write for Monster Motors. Lightning sound effect that I don't have and I'm not going to look up.
I'd like to point out, in full transparency, I am not partaking in the game because I'm a little under the weather.
You're drinking
Ginger ale.
Ginger ale.
Yes, ginger ale.
because you should give in to peer pressure, but because we're adults and you're not feeling well, we should respect your health.
Yes, we should also put a massive disclaimer on this that it's only for people who are over the age of 21.
I mean, or under. Who cares?
I do. I'm saying you should be over the age of 21.
Yes, as
I do
someone
not
who-
advocate.
As someone who only drank over the age of 21, you're here to speak up for him.
I'm also in a position now where I have to be a role model for youth. I have a little bit of a reputation to uphold. So listen, kids.
Make sure you have a safe ride home and that you are of a legal age or somewhere where there aren't police.
Totally missing the point.
Have an alibi.
So I am being responsible.
Yeah, that's, we're old enough that we're not in the prime of our drinking years. Our livers have been worked out. Now it's a responsible time, but I guess I'm still drinking.
Oh, there you
Because
go.
it's our annual drinking game, Halloween style, baby, Monster Motors. But before we do that, because Halloween is a time to tell stories and spooky tales, but there was a bunch of big news that happened this week, so I want to hit it really fast. We're just going to do a couple of big stories, and then we're going to tell you a tale
Yeah.
and drink to it. Ginger ale style. and wine because,
You're classy-ish.
it's just so me and my wife have something that we can drink
Will there be any
together.
left at the end?
Yeah, we just got this, and it's, last year I did beer, but, it's just something that we can have in the house for both of us.
Oh, thank you for thinking of me.
Not you.
Oh, you said the both.
You're
Just the two of us. A little Will Smith. There you go. Bringing it back, baby.
Look, you might be my first wife, but you're not my last.
Listen, I am not the wife.
You ain't the butch, but let's get into the news.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
It's time for the news.
I feel like you've been doing some quote unquote show research before going on the air tonight.
I don't even know what that means.
I was trying to politely say pre-gaming.
No.
Oh, you haven't been?
No, I poured this and I haven't,
Oh, good for you.
because I took a shower. I had a power outage this morning. So
Yeah.
literally before you got here, I was able to eat dinner,
Oh.
take a shower, and pour a glass of wine
Have
that
you-
I haven't been able to touch yet.
Have you turned your heat on yet? Or are you still like adamant about not turning your heat on? Like I'm adamant about not turning my heat on.
we
Not
have
to
it-
get off topic from the news, but I feel like this is important.
We have it at
show
62.
fodder.
It is not turned on yet.
Oh, I still have mine turned off completely. Like the burner, the oil switch,
No.
like it's all turned off.
It hasn't turned on yet, but it's at 62.
The thing I'm not looking forward to is I have to. It's due for its cleaning and servicing.
I'll do that.
I'm going to. I'm not excited to spend that extra money. But
All right.
that's neither here nor there.
Sad
I'm
news of the
making
week.
what's called small talk, Zach.
I'm going to get into the news because I want to do this news fast, but I also want to pay the appropriate respects for a couple of people this week.
Okay.
There were a few deaths in the comics community. Norm Breyfogle died at 58. He is best known for his Batman work in the 90s, including the Robin redesign for Tim Drake was kind of his big claim to fame. Not only was he big into Batman, like for his Batman run, like there was Batman, then there was Batman's cape. Batman's cape was a totally separate entity, which he drew beautifully. He was an amazing artist, but 58 is insanely young.
That is super young.
And then also Judge Dredd co-creator Carlos Esquera, and apologies if I pronounced that incorrectly, died at age 70 due to lung cancer.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, 70 is also still pretty young.
Yeah. I mean, in today's world.
So the thing that I usually say when creators pass away, especially at young ages, is that there is a charity available to help comics creators, like the guys who are building the billion-dollar movies that people are seeing now, and also the comics behind them. The Hero Initiative is a great organization to give to. It's one that I've given to before. They provide health care for those who don't have it, because most comics creators are just guys working freelance, and they don't have the option of health care when you work freelance. So the Hero Initiative is an organization that helps comics creators that don't have other avenues. It's a great organization. It's really been a positive influence for a lot of people, so it's one that I highly recommend, especially when we're seeing guys passing at 58 and 70. I mean, check them out. They often do charity things to, incentivize people to get, like, you can get like some art from XYZ or whatever, but they have things, but you can also just give to them. But it is an organization that I will always kind of champion for.
Adamantly support.
Yeah, I mean, these are the guys who are giving you, modern pop culture, and they don't have anything to fall back on. So yeah, definitely.
110% agreed.
Then there were a couple of trailers this week. Let's do the one that I think we're the most interested in.
Dark Phoenix.
That was the last one I was gonna do, because I was gonna say this one we're the least interested in.
Oh.
I was gonna say Creed
First Man.
2, Creed 2,
Oh, yes. Creed 2.
or Rocky 8, depending on how you want to count it.
Creed 2.
God, that looks good.
Oh, my goodness.
I
It's-
want everything.
I'm trying to. It's doing a pretty good job of like hiding the movie. Are Drago and Creed fighting twice in the movie? Is Creed get beat up really badly in
I
an
know.
early fight?
Is it a Rocky 3 thing where he's gonna lose the first fight and then get the second? But I don't know, man. Because I mean, Stallone is one of the writers on it. He's not the only writer on it, but he's one of them.
I'm interested to see what the dynamic between Ivan and Rocky is going to be. That's going to be interesting.
I mean, it was cool seeing the two of them kind of face off again.
Yeah. I mean,
Dolph
there's-
Lundgren looks good, man.
Yeah, there's so many different angles that they can take with this. It's really interesting. I think it's going to be like two kind of stories. Obviously, Adonis is going to be taking very personally the fact, it's the Drago name. It's what killed his father. Although, don't you see, I think, if I remember correctly in the trailer, you see Rocky throwing a towel in.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I thought I saw him throw a towel in
There-
or something.
It might be, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe I was just thinking of things.
What he should have done with Apollo.
It wasn't going to matter.
If only he hadn't worked himself out with that dance ahead of time with James Brown.
Yeah, he really kind of got himself going.
That's
too
what
much,
really
yeah.
burned his energy out, was that James Brown dance.
So
But man, it looks so good. I'm
Oh,
so
yeah.
excited for this movie. Easily the thing I'm looking forward to most for the rest of this year.
110%.
Oh man, it looks so
Right
good.
after Venom and Dark Phoenix. No?
Venom, I'm curious. I didn't even write it down. Venom. Twitter reactions were allowed today, and there were a bunch of bots that were all saying the same thing, which was really creepy and weird. It was like, oh man, yeah, those are all bots.
Venom.
Well, they were like, oh, Venom is a big disappointment. I wish I had to go seen A Star Is Born instead. And
Those are like really like
there were
polar opposite kind of movies.
there were
I am
hundreds of.
I
them.
am interested to see A Star Is Born, but that's probably going to be more of a red boxing.
No, there were literally hundreds of identical tweets that were just like, Venom was the biggest disappointment of the year. I wish I had seen A Star Is Born. It's like, who
Are you
paid for
interested in
this?
that at all? A Star Is Born?
I'll catch it. Yeah, probably a red box, but yeah. But it was weird to see that like bot marketing. Like, who the hell paid for this?
Probably people associated with A Star Is Born.
Apparently, I mean, no guarantees. I'm not gonna throw them under the bus. I was gonna like look up who the production company was, but then I decided I didn't care.
That movie's getting some pretty good early reviews too. Not Venom.
Venom has mixed reviews. Some people say it's great. Some people say it's not.
Ooh,
some people
another
are bots.
snack. So many snacks, so little time. Is Venom a stoned college student?
But not enough people have said that it's a turd in the wind.
You totally glossed over my question. Is Venom a stoned college student in this trailer? I need snacks. He's always in a convenience store.
Venom is a 13-year-old's wet dream. Into the Spider-Verse had a trailer.
Oh my god, that was
Speaking
awesome.
of movies that look amazing.
It looks amazing. You get some Nick Cage, baby.
Yeah, Nick Cage as Spider-Man Noir.
No-
Oh, man, he's full Nick Cage. He only says
Oh, yeah.
like 2 words, but man, he goes full Nick Cage.
So over the top Nick Cage.
I love it. Spider-Ham they're just laying it on there hard.
Super thick. But I love the visuals. I'm like almost would want to see it in 3D. I feel like it'd be good to see in 3D.
I'm looking forward to this movie.
I wonder if that'd be like in an IMAX 3D. That would probably be trippy as hell.
It's like an hour drive.
But I mean, the visuals, stunning, crisp.
It looks so good. Every time they release a trailer or some more information out about it, man, this movie looks great.
Yes. Although Spider-Man, like Peter Parker Spider-Man wearing like gray yoga pants, I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm sure there's a reason for it in the movie, but I mean, they're tying into so much. I love that they're doing visuals from the 94 animated series of him hanging out in that gargoyle.
Yeah.
Then we get some stuff from Spider-Man 1 of the Upside Down Kiss, Spider-Man 2 when that car flies into the cafe, but instead of diving under it,
He just punches it. That was
so
awesome.
Good,
It's-
so good. The movie looks so good.
It looks really like it could be like the best Spider-Man movie since Spider-Man 2.
You know what I'm really loving it about
Although
it?
Spider-Man Homecoming
I mean,
was good.
Spider-Man Homecoming is good, but for me, this one feels like it's going to be more of an all-ages kind of experience, so I feel like you're really going to get like a bunch of kids coming at a young age being like, oh, this is my first Spider-Man experience. It looks awesome.
I think it's going to be what the Ninja Turtles movies should have been or could have been.
the first one's still great.
Not like not 1990. I'm talking about like the animated ones.
I like the 2007 one. I mean, sure, they're Indiana Jones in that movie. They don't need to be there, and everything else will happen as what would have anyway.
Yeah, but no, I mean the original two.
Yeah, I mean,
I can deal without the Turtles in Time one where they go back to ancient Japan. I can live without that one.
that was only called Turtles in Time as of like 2009. That's the only one that got that subtitle. Is just what people called it.
Regardless, though, I can do without it.
Yeah, that movie's crap.
I do love me
93,
some-
baby.
I do love me some Toka and Razor though. Go have fun, play, and they like tear the street up. So funny, so funny.
Good designs, weird characters. And the other big news of the week, X-Men Dark Phoenix had a trailer and also a delay on their release date by a couple of months.
I thought you said that movie would maybe getting like shelved
I thought it was.
because when I saw the trailer for it, I'm like, totally not anything like Zach predicted. He was wrong.
I was wrong. I thought that movie would never see the light of day, that Disney would just shelve it when they got the rights to Fox, but that hasn't happened yet.
Interesting.
So Fox still wants to get their money, honey.
Maybe they've found a way to like change the ending. Maybe that's why it's gotten pushed back. So whatever the ending was, they change it to be able to manipulate it into what Disney wants to do with the property.
No, when Disney gets it, they'll reboot it 100%. There's a 0% chance that this particular series continuing on.
Maybe they all vaporize.
That'd be hilarious if that was the ending. And
Can
then he's
I
like,
just point out,
it
though,
works
that,
in
like,
other dimensions, too.
Jean Grey was Thanos before Thanos was Thanos with what she did to Xavier. Think about it. He just,
She blew him up.
Yeah.
And I mean,
he didn't even blow up. He just kind of turned to ash and
even in
vaporized.
comics, she blew up a whole planet of asparagus people.
Well,
We're not there yet. You'll read it eventually.
well, they don't have to worry about their urine smelling anymore. The asparagus people.
They blew up hard.
Did Plant Man not want in on that? Like, I'm king of the asparagus people?
I know you hate Plant Man.
I don't like him.
The trailer looks generic.
Standard.
I'm not thrilled
X-Men
by
First Class
it. I don't think
type
it
stuff.
looks bad, but I was so put off by X-Men Apocalypse, and the director on this reshot, supposedly, rumor has it, like the second half of Fantastic Four. Whatever.
They had a great concept and what could have been a really great idea with X-Men Apocalypse, and they kind of screwed that up.
Whatever. That's the news. I don't care about this movie.
You've got plans.
I got Halloween plans because it's our annual Halloween drinking game with ginger ale. So I guess, theme time, Jared's reading corner. The theme is a lie. It's both of us reading corner.
It's Jared's reading corner.
So last year we did a drinking game for the book Everybody's Dead, which had a built-in drinking game in the front of it. This book takes place within the same universe, although not explicitly stated. Just after we did the one last year, I was tweeting with the writer Brian Lynch, and he's like, oh yeah, if there was going to be a follow-up to both of those books, they would have crossed over. So as far as we know, same universe. The drinking rules do not apply one-to-one, but I tried to make approximate ones based on the book itself.
Oh, good for you.
So you have to take one sip whenever there is a horror movie reference.
Okay.
You also have to take one sip whenever a car is killed. We'll get into that. 2 sips.
What was the name of that? Twisted Metal. You ever played Twisted Metal?
No.
On the PlayStation where you're just driving around?
I know. Yeah, I never played it. I know what
What?
you're talking about, though. I didn't play everything ever. What do you want from me?
To play the good games.
Okay, great. 2 sips whenever Victor Frankenstein is cocky, and finish your drink whenever a car is drained. And we will tell you this tale going back and forth. This is just a one-shot story, but there is a follow-up 2-issue story that we'll do next year to finish this universe. Give me that book.
Oh, okay. You're going to read first?
I'll go first.
All right. Again, in full disclosure, I'm drinking ginger ale tonight.
Yeah, we're aware of your ginger ale. This is the saddest drinking game ever. There's a man drinking wine and a man drinking ginger
See,
ale.
I thought about
Last year we did beer, but beer had to take a hit this week, so we're not drinking beer. You can't even say you like beer anymore.
I like beer though.
No, don't say that.
What?
You can't say I like beer.
I can say whatever I want. I'm an adult.
That's a dead phrase now.
Oh, my gosh.
I like
You know what would be a
beer.
fun modification? Is like Halloween candies. If you're under 21, you like eat 1 little Halloween candy, 2 little Halloween candies, or finish your whole bag of Halloween candy and get diabetes.
I like beer. I still like beer. So beer's dead to us, so we're drinking wine and ginger
Speak
ale.
for yourself, man.
Sometimes I drank too many. Shut up.
Can we move on, please?
God, he really ruined the
Can we
good
move
name
on,
of
please?
beer. Monster Motors, written by Brian Lynch, illustrated by Nick Roach, colored by Leonard O'Grady, lettering by Tom B. Long, and edited by Chris Rael.
Tom DeLonge, like that's not, wasn't
No,
he from?
not Tom DeLong, Tom B. Long.
Oh, Tom DeLonge from Blink 182.
Different guy.
Okay,
This
obviously.
This wasn't lettered by the guitarist and vocalist of Blink 182 until he left the band twice.
3 times a lady.
I don't know what Tom DeLonge does now. He said
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you're not gonna fool me again.
the whiniest voice in rock. Dad.
Did anyone wake up Green Day, by the way? How many more of those jokes do we have to see now that September's over?
Oh, God, that's aneurysm given there. What was that?
That was just me laughing.
It was terrifying.
Was it more terrifying than my scream at the beginning of the show? Was it more blood curdling?
Neither one were
Did
good.
it make the hair stand up on the back of your neck?
No.
Okay.
Monster Motors begins with someone riding into Transylvania, Kentucky.
That's a reference to horror movie, is it not?
It is, with a population of 665. But when Vic Frankenstein comes in, it will be 666.
Attaboy Vic.
The number of the beast.
Ronnie James Dio.
No, that was Iron Maiden.
Oh, it was Iron Maiden, you're right. Damn it.
So close, but so far away. Would you like to try and sing it?
Number of the Beast?
Yeah.
No, I was going to start singing Holy Diver, though.
Different song.
But that was Ronnie James Dio.
Yes, I'm so glad you were able to name a Ronnie James Dio song when I was referencing Iron Maiden.
Sign of the Southern Cross. Also, Dio.
Great. So glad.
Or Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Depends on which way you want to roll with that.
But Vic Frankenstein is coming into town to be the best mechanic they've ever seen because his previous partners were fixing machines wrong. But he also made himself a,
Mechanic?
No, yes, he made himself a mechanic. I was going
A
to say.
satanic mechanic.
He made himself an assistant called Igor, Interactive Garage Operations Robot. He is sentient. And those are the first 2 pages. So, on our rules, whenever a horror reference is made, we have Transylvania, 666, I won't necessarily count. We have Frankenstein, which I will count for another, and Igor, who first appeared in The Son of Frankenstein. A lot of people think that was in the first couple of Frankenstein movies, but that was Fritz, who is played by Dwight Fry, who was not Igor. Igor was Bela Lugosi. So that is 1, 2, 3 sips. And I'll do this with my wine. You'll do this with your ginger ale.
Being responsible.
Or being healthy if you're ill and whiny.
I'm not necessarily whining. I'm not like complaining about it. I'm just telling you
1, 2, 3 for me. Vic Frankenstein and Igor go to Transylvania, where they start up at Homewood's Garage, which is a character from both the Dracula novel and the Dracula movie. The Universal style, baby. Maybe he's been in other ones, I don't know. I just know my Universal stuff.
I don't know any of it, so I
And
defer to your knowledge. I bow to your extensive knowing.
He opens up his garage inside of Homewood's Garage. I said garage too many times there. Sorry, whatever. 2 more sips.
I didn't bring down a whole box of ginger ale like you did.
Look, it's easy to seal up at the end of it, and the wife and I can both have it. And from there, I will pass off the reading to you.
All right.
Maybe I won't clarify that in the future so it sounds smoother.
Anyway, Igor makes his way and sets up shop, and it's been a long time since anyone's been where he's been. So he starts going around and, kind of with his pompadour hair, is talking to the locals.
Would you say that he's cocky? Because that's 2
Yes.
sips.
No task too big or too small.
Except for oil changes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a genius. Don't waste my time. A few Transylvanians take him up on his offer immediately. By the way, this is all in the first person, by the way. He also has a really big SUV with an exposed engine in the front. We didn't really mention that. But their cars are awful, and everyone's stuff is really messed up. But he fixed them up in record time. Well, normal people record time. But for him, it's above average time. So it's really cocky again. I'd say it's 2 instances of cocky. So that's 4 sips.
It sounds like 5 because I thought there was a Transylvania reference in there too.
I think every time they say Transylvanian, that doesn't really count.
I think it does. That's 5 sips.
That's good. You go for that. All right.
1 sip.
Anyway, on the next page,
2 sips. 3 sips. I'm waiting for you.
I'm going to run out of
4 sips.
ginger ale here.
And a 5 sip.
Attaboy. I'm so proud of you.
All of them are pointless because it's really just the finisher. But that's how drinking games go.
Anyway, so there's a junkyard pile, in which the front headlights of a car turn red. And
What?
dun, 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 what happens next? We shall see. Victor passes out on a removed van seat. I have nightmares about removing van seats.
Well, if there's some kind of evil car that's turning its lights on, if this will ever load.
Oh, wasn't there a Stephen King book about that?
Well, yeah, there is, but look, if we're going to go with old Universal movie references, come on, I have full bars here on the Wi-Fi. Look, the early Universal stuff did Swan Lake.
Oh, okay.
Sue me. I didn't do it. It's also, when I think Dracula, I think ballet.
Anyways, back to Victor, who had a rough night's sleep. He was dreaming that cars were screaming, and he goes outside. Are we going to listen to Swan Lake the whole time?
I don't know. Is that legal?
Is
it in public domain?
It might be at this point. Vic goes outside with Igor, and all of the cars he fixed have been destroyed with identical symmetrical puncture holes in the gas tank. So someone's coming like a car vampire, perhaps.
I'm going to turn off Swan Lake.
And please do.
Look, have you guys watched a Universal horror movie? It's all Swan Lake all the time, baby.
Anyway, there's some sort of car vampire afoot because it's sucking the gas out of new cars.
You tell me what the drinking rule is here.
I don't think there's any drinking rule on that page. I think it's pretty straightforward, and we're on to the discovery of the car vampire.
Vic has seen enough. He's cocky. 2 sips.
Sip, sip.
A 1 and a 2.
Tup, tup.
And he sucks up the Dracula car with a magnet, Brave Little Toaster style.
Oh, classic movie.
Did you ever see the sequel? I never saw it. Like Brave Little Toaster Goes to the Moon or something.
Well, it was like there's Brave Little Toaster 2.
Wasn't that the sequel? Wasn't that the direct sequel? Was like Brave Little Toaster Goes to the Moon or Mars? Or
I don't
something?
recall the Brave Little Toaster ever leaving the
Either
planet.
way, I never saw the sequel.
It's like Land Before Time, on the asteroid.
I saw him maybe 4 to 5 Land Before Times.
You know what movie I watched the
I
other
was
day
impressed as a child.
that I hadn't seen in a long, long time, and somehow I ended up stumbling into it and watched a good portion of it? Mr. Holland's Opus.
Cool. So, Vic Frankenstein has trapped this maniacal car onto a giant magnet. He's like, haha, I am cocky.
Franken Chevy.
We're not there yet.
Oh, sorry.
He's like, I'm really cocky that I've trapped you. 2 sips.
Why is he saying he's cocky? Maybe he's really
He is.
happy or proud.
Look at him.
Next time
Look at that cocky face.
you do something good, I'm going to say, you're being cocky, Zach.
That's fine.
I woke up today. Stop being cocky.
Now I'll try not to be so penisy.
Wow, okay.
And the car speaks. He goes, I feed off of their gas. I am a vampire. I am eternal. I am Cadillacula. Dun dun dun.
I don't like it.
Hang on, Swan Lake theme. Ah, Cadillacula.
They could have done better than Cadillacula.
That's awesome. I love it.
It's not bad. I'm just saying
I
there
love
are.
every car pun in this book.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I love the car puns, but I'm trying to think. I've been trying to rack my brain on a better car vampire. Cadillacula. Yeah, it's
I don't
probably
think you're
about
going to get better than Cadillacula.
You're probably
Because
right.
it has that double L in there.
Yeah, it works.
Whatever. So Vic Frankenstein is surprised that this car is alive and evil, and then he breaks free of the magnet. He's like, sets me free. Roar.
So all of a sudden he's not magnetic.
Yeah, why not?
Anyway,
I mean, his personality is.
I love it. It's very attractive. I do love the red eyes, and it kind of like he kind of has the Dracula hair ish. Plus, like the front end of the Cadillac, I can buy it because it has like the Widow's Peak look
Who do
to
you
it.
think of when you think of Dracula? Do you think of like Lugosi? Do you think of Christopher Lee? Do you think of,
Leslie Nielsen, Dracula Dead and Loving It.
I guess if that's what you want to think of.
I think
I
of
was
like
going to say maybe like Gerard Butler and Dracula 2000.
I think of like the high Widow's Peak, the monocle.
No one had a monocle.
I think of the Count from Sesame Street.
Okay, so you think of a puppet.
Yes, I do.
Well, it turns out the guy who wrote this is a big fan of the Muppets, so you're probably on track.
Yeah.
I think of Lugosi. Lugosi is the go-to for me.
Was he in what was I can't say it. Nofastro.
Nosferatu?
Yeah, that one.
No, that was an actor named Max Schreck. That name was reused in Batman Returns. Max Schreck played the vampire, which was just a it's not a remake. It was just the Dracula story, but Bram Stoker's widow wouldn't give up the rights to the movie, so they just changed the name from Dracula to Nosferatu.
I like it.
Yeah,
Kind of had like that like Bat Boy look to him.
Yeah, like the 2 big front teeth, the ears.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that movie. That's a great movie. Yeah, but that's the first Dracula movie is not a Dracula movie technically, legally, although it's 100% just a lie.
I think of vampires like from like Interview with the Vampire.
Brad Pitt?
More like
Or Kirsten Dunst.
no, more like Tom Hanks, like Lestat.
That was Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, whatever. Did you see the pictures of Tom Hanks dressed up as Mr. Rogers for the Mr. Rogers movie, the Mr. Rogers biopic?
No, I haven't.
Oh, dude.
Also, biopic.
Biopic, whatever. Hold on one second. It's really quite spectacular.
Look, if I think of Tom Hanks and Halloween, I just think of David S. Pumpkins.
David S. Pumpkin. Any questions?
It's such a stupid bit, but it's so missing. Oh, wow. I mean, if you throw a sweater and gray hair on anyone, I guess.
He just, looks the part.
His kid played the role in a documentary recently, too. Colin Hanks.
Yep, there's actually a picture of it right there. Actually, it's Colin Hanks and Tom Hanks.
I'm aware of what you're showing me.
For a moment, I thought it was Colin Hanks and Mr. Rogers.
I didn't think it was Fred. I knew it was Tom and Colin. We're talking about Monster Motors, though.
Anyway, sorry.
Dracula chases Igor and Vic Frankenstein into another car that has some kind of...
Cadillacula, not Dragula.
I'm sorry.
Dragula is what happens when his bumper falls off. He's Draguling his... No?
They have a Siri-esque GPS called Lady GPS that says, buckle up for safety.
Good for
Where
her.
do you want to go?
I agree.
And they decide to run away.
Oh, are they running away? Is that a
Only
sip?
Not yet. Only for Cadillacula to stick his piercers into the gas tank and drain the truck that they're in, which, unfortunately, for all of you listening, it's time to finish a drink.
I'm not going to finish my ginger ale.
Your one ginger
It's very
ale.
precious to me.
You Gollum?
Yes.
Don't do that again.
Yes.
You did it anyway.
I did.
Please stop.
No. He has like a head cold. He's got allergies. You know, this time of year in the Misty Mountains, the pollen's out, changing of the seasons.
It's like Gollum who hasn't opened his mouth in 10 years. Nope,
He's
you
got-
don't need to do an example.
He's got a lot of phlegm back there. It's like I told you, he's got some post-nasal drip.
All right, finish your drinks and reload, ladies and gentlemen. A car has been drained. Now drain your drink.
I need some Flonase. I need help. Bagginses. Kirby's giving me the look. Like I need to stop making that voice.
After the car has been drained, it turns out Cadillacula can fly.
I noticed that from the cover. It's like it kind of looks like
Yes.
it's a mix of the Batwing and the Batmobile, actually.
But he has fangs, and he flies away. Says he's finally free now that he's drained enough gas.
Hope he gets good mileage.
And Vic Frankenstein says he's never going near another car again.
Oh, come on, Vic.
Until the next day.
He really stuck to his guns on that.
He didn't. And he starts to build himself up a new car, including finding new business in town. You can retell the story.
Excellent.
Remember our rules. Also, he was just kind of confident about rebuilding a car, so take 2 sips.
By the way, the whole time he's walking around in like a robe and his underwear and some boots.
I am literally in sweatpants and slippers and a sweatshirt.
I'm not judging anybody. So Vic Frankenstein decides that he wants to be a lamp repairman. And he says, I'm the greatest lamp repairman in the world after 64 hours and 3 minutes. And apparently Cadillacula was supposed to be back and he's trying to hide the lamp. But instead it's Mrs. Riley who dropped her car off a week ago to be fixed. Boy, is she in for a surprise from Vic.
Phone's trying to update. It's very annoying.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to play Swan Lake. I'm not trying to verify your update.
We don't need to.
Apple.
So anyway, this woman, Mrs. Riley's son, kid, not really sure. But anyway, she says that after Vic explains, well, I fixed your car, but then this vampire car sucked all the gas out and killed it. She goes, oh my God, really? Here too? And Vic's like, hey, listen, lady, I know this sounds, wait, what? You believe me? So they drag him back into town, a long walk into town, and explains that all this happened while they sleep. He was bragging about being the world's greatest lamp repairman.
All right, so my phone is verifying an update, so I'm just going to help you in the background. Continue.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So he gets back. Oh, my Lord. So he gets back into town where all of the vehicles have been destroyed. And in fact, it's even worse because, well, the cops have mono in this town. So no one's doing anything.
My phone is, damn it, Apple updates.
But we meet a brand new character.
Did you find a movie reference or a Vic being cocky or a car being drained?
Well, there's 1,
On
2,
panel.
3, 4,
On
5,
panel.
6, 7, 8,
That's
9.
too many cars dead. It has to be an on-panel
He's
one.
not really being cocky about anything. The cars are all dead. But up pulls a brand new guy in this story wearing a weird-ass yellow leisure suit with gold chains.
Does he have a brand new Cadillac?
R.M. Renfield.
Renfield! Drink.
Who's Renfield?
Really?
Yeah.
That's the assistant. He gets crazy and eats bugs.
Oh, that explains the spiders and bugs all over his suit.
My phone's updating now. I didn't want to do that.
So this guy is coming into town knowing that all these cars have...
Renfield, drink.
This guy pulls into town, Renfield. It's not on the page, so you don't have to drink again.
Okay, great.
And-
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
So aside from you not drinking, I have a phone update happening.
This is the most riveting podcast ever.
Drinking game.
So, Doctor-
Gonna
so-
be responsible.
So Mr. Frankenstein...
Vic.
Yeah, Vic. Well, no, the guy's saying, Mr. Frankenstein, the new car doctor, why would Tarnation would you want anything to do like that? So Renfield's like here to sell cars because everyone's cars are gone. And then he's like, well, guess what? I have these cars. And Vic gets kicked out and then rolls up his sleeve. Nothing really drinking worthy happens rules-wise, according to that.
All right, so what's up next?
Regale me.
Vic says for Mrs. Riley to stay away from this lot because a monster is going to attack. And Vic starts to build something new, something inside of his truck, because lightning strikes down, teeth are rattling, and it's alive! It's alive!
It's Frankenford.
Look, it's the first Frankenstein. I was trying to do it. I didn't do a great job.
It's alive.
That is no...
It's alive.
No, it's way faster. It's alive! It's alive! Oh, it's alive! It's alive!
It's alive.
No, you're doing it all wrong.
It's
Have
alive.
you seen it?
My precious.
Have you actually seen the movie?
No.
That's directed by James Whale. He also did Bride of Frankenstein, the deeply underrated Old Dark House.
Which one has
and he
Elvira
also-
in it?
None of them.
Oh, okay.
He also did The Invisible Man. James Whale is a great early director. You also watched the movie Gods and Monsters that had Ian McKellen and Brendan Fraser. That's
Does that one
not
have
purely
Elvira in
accurate,
it?
But no Elvira.
Oh.
You're welcome to do the Swan Lake theme now.
La, la, la. No, I'm out of tune. Can we get some Elvira going?
How do I do an Elvira theme?
I don't know if she has a theme.
She probably did.
More than likely.
Whatever, the truck's alive, take a drink. So annoying my phone is doing an update right now.
I know, first world problems, right? Here you are drinking a box of wine and your phone's updating and you're wearing fuzzy slippers.
They're sheepskin,
Wow, you
and they're amazing.
high times in the Bowen household.
In R.M. Renfield's used car lot, take a drink, Renfield. My favorite delivery that Dwight Fry does is rats when he's in prison. Good time. I hope someone appreciates
Rats.
this.
Why did it have to be rats?
And Renfield is going to shoot Cadillacula, but instead he escapes, but not in time for Frankenride to come and stop him. So another drink for Frankenride.
Is that a reference to Frankenfurter?
No, different movie.
Oh, I know that one. A satanic mechanic.
Cadillacula is shocked, but is rammed by Frankenride.
See, now I like this. We've gotten into the demolition derby part of the show.
I do like this book a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Yes. It's a quick one, too.
Vic Frankenstein gets cocky. He's like, haha, my Frankenride. 2 sips. Thinking that Frankenride will beat Cadillacula. Cadillacula takes to the skies, and Vic Frankenstein, cocky as the day is long. I don't know, 2 sips.
You know, if he didn't add the Y to that sentence, that would have been really Vic Frankenstein. Cock as his day is
Yeah.
cock like the day is long.
Weirder phrase.
Cock as the day is long.
Please stop saying that.
Yes.
Also stop with that.
I'm the one drinking Canada Dry Ginger Ale over here.
Never bring that character back. I hate it.
It's not going away for the month of October.
Why would you ruin the best month? You've already tainted it with your birth.
You shut your mouth right now. You shut your dirty mouth. You vile human. At least my month has 31 days.
Mine has variable days.
Exactly.
But Vic's like, yeah, I've seen your flying trick before, only for Cadillacula to just pull out a ton of guns. He's like, oh, those are new.
Yeah, where did those come from? Do they shoot silver bullets? Actually, it would be wooden stakes, wouldn't it?
Your turn.
So, anyway.
I got this.
So, meanwhile, the people in town are like wondering what's going on and running.
No one can see my dance when I do this.
It's probably for the best, really. So the truck blows its load, for lack of a better term.
There's a better term.
It shoots all its guns.
God, you could find a...
It fires all its gun. It attacks as the day is long. That's a good... I haven't heard that phrase in a while. I'm going to abuse it.
Fantastic.
It is a good one. So anyway...
Still updated my phone.
Cadillacula is like, you look like you need a moment to regroup. I shall drink your gas. And then Vic's like, joke's on you. This truck isn't powered by gas.
As far as I hear, he only drinks wine. Children of the night. What music they make.
This truck is powered by electricity. That's right. Vic made a hybrid, baby. Not even a hybrid. Vic made an electric car. Tesla, eat your heart out. I'd say Vic is cocky here. Yep, this baby's 100% electric. Great for the environment. Less so for vampire cars.
So that's a 2-sipper.
Yep, 2 sips.
Excuse me while I refill my wine.
There's only like 2 pages left. Anyway, the townspeople are very confused, and Vic's like, I'd like to explain it to you, but the vampire car is getting away. So he follows the vampire car. 1 month later, beep, beep, and the The car's just hanging out in a cave. He's like, leave me alone.
My turn.
Okay, go for it.
Sad Cadillacula is alone to be confronted by another car.
Yeah, he
It
got
says
beat. Loser.
That his name is Jekyll, or Jekyll if you want to go with the correct pronunciation.
Doesn't even look like a Jeep, though. It looks more like a VW Bug. I'm just telling it like it is,
Jekyll,
man.
because we're going to go with the correct way,
All right, whatever.
turns into the monster truck Mr. Hybrid. That's 2 drinks for 1 for each. A 1 and a 2.
One for Jekyll, one for Hyde.
100%
That's not from Swan Lake.
is.
Dun, 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 dun.
Cadillacula looks at him. He's like, we should talk. Inside Frankenstein's garage, he is approached by a girl named April. She's been in this book before. We probably mentioned her. Maybe we haven't. She has a crossbow. And she's like, you have a monster truck. Like a legitimate truck that's a monster. He's like, no, I don't.
Funny, funny, funny.
And then she's like, come on now, Mr. Frankenstein. I have monster trucks too, including Lagoon Buggy,
Would that be like...
Minivan Helsing, Wheel Wolf. He
See,
goes,
I liked... My favorite one was Minivan Helsing.
Oh, well, that might happen to be the next mini-series that we're going to read next Halloween.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
I want to read.
And Vic goes, my name is Vic Frankenstein, and this town has no idea how much it needs me. So I'm going to do 1 for Frankenstein, 1 for Lagoon Buggy, 1 for Minivan Helsing, and 1 for Wheel Wolf. So that's a 4-sipper.
I'm going to enjoy my ginger ale.
We didn't do a great job of following the rules, but whatever. 4 sips.
We make our own rules.
1.
You're like doing sip gulps.
What do you want from me? 2.
Nothing. I mean, you're an adult.
I'm not driving anywhere. I'm in my own house.
It's true. I'm having ginger ale with 100% natural flavors, also made from real gingers.
Because you're a coward.
I'm not a coward. I am A, responsible, B, not feeling well.
So a coward.
Whatever.
I'm still only halfway through my sips. 3 and a 4.
That box of wine doesn't stand a chance tonight, does it?
No, I feel like it's pretty safe.
Okay. You're not going to like latch onto it like a wine vampire?
I'm no Cadillacula.
A wineacula? You're also no Swan Lake. You're also no Swan Lake either.
All right, whatever.
Anyway.
Monster Motors, man. What do you think?
I thought it was fun.
I think it is fun.
It's fun. I like the play on the puns, especially at the end. Minivan Helsing is probably the best one out of all of them.
Wait till next year because this is a 3-year ride. I just got a text.
Have you read Minivan Helsing?
Or my phone's just back on.
Have you read it yet? Minivan Helsing?
It's a fun time.
Is it?
This is a 3-year journey within this universe of Everybody's Dead and Vic Frankenstein.
No, I think it's fun. I still like last year's was really, really cool. I really like that because it was really more kind of expansive. But this is a fun little kind of start for, I don't want to really call it a one-off, but it's...
Because it's not. Because
it's
there's
not.
a couple more.
But I think it's kind of a cool start to it. And I like the thought of like, what's the term? I'm trying to think of the English term where you like bring inanimate things to life. It's not personification. What is it? English major.
Where you bring something to life?
Like inanimate objects. Like I like the thought of like sentient objects and making like the different characters, the car characters and things like that. Will you stop with the Swan Lake?
No, I won't. Now that my phone's back and I have my update done, baby!
Nobody wants to listen to Swan Lake tonight or now. Anyway, I'd say read it. It's a fun kind of seasonal fall Halloween read, and it's really accessible.
Well, if you want to find this book, it's available in one graphic novel, Monster Motors, which collects this one-shot plus the 2 sequel books and additional content only for the graphic novel. So it is available for purchase this holiday season, Swan Lake style.
You can't call it this holiday season because, like, yeah, it's Halloween, but it's not like, that's like saying, like, you know, this weekend with Columbus Day and Indigenous Peoples Day. Like, that's not part of the holiday season.
Look, I can't wait for my Facebook to be flooded with the whiniest of holidays. But
I can't wait for you to turn off the Swan Lake.
oh man, I was gonna look at this video. They got some great Universal monsters popping up there.
Well, we can watch it later. Anyway, so yeah, I say it's well worth the read, and you don't have to follow any of our foolish rules or
my
your
wife's
foolish
home.
rules. You say your wife's home?
It's not your wife.
Oh, you said the wife.
I don't even know what I said, but because I've been drinking all of this wine during our Monster Motors annual drinking-a-thon Halloween style, baby, Swan Lake.
What is wrong
I
with
was
you?
gonna turn it on. I just chose
Yeah,
not to.
it's probably here. Okay. Do we have any letters to the editor this week?
No, this was the show.
Oh,
the show was just a
special.
a telling of a haunting tale.
But I'm like looking like we usually have like a letter to the editor.
I didn't have one prepped. What do you want from me?
I'll ask you a question then.
I'm not going to play the theme.
I don't want you to play the theme.
Great. What's your question?
Okay, here's a question. If you could have any monster crossover, like an amalgam comic of monsters, movie monsters, who would you want to see amalgamed?
Boy, that's tough because so many of the goodies have been done.
But no, like combine two monsters into one.
Oh, you're saying if I could mash up two monsters and make them one super monster?
Yeah,
We'd have to go with opposites here. Okay.
like Universal and Columbia monsters. What about like a were-mummy? Wouldn't that be kind of badass and terrifying? Like a were-mummy, it has a cone around its head so it can't lick itself because it's got all these mummy things. Yeah, see, I'm onto something.
I think you want to go with kind of okay. So I think because you want to go with like Freddy because he can hit you in the dream world, but who could hit you in the real world? Kind of on that same level, or if not more than Freddy.
What about?
Let's say Freddy and Godzilla.
Oh dear God!
If you could have Godzilla attack you in the day, and you're like, I'm just gonna go to sleep, and then you have a mashup of Freddy and Godzilla in your dreams.
That's utterly terrifying.
And then it just eats you. It's like, welcome to prime time, bitch. And then it does the Godzilla roar.
Yes.
Nope. I hate that. I hate that so much.
What about like a mashup of like, I had it. It was right on the, like I had it and I lost it. Hold on. I'm going back.
That's a real quote that I had, by the way.
What?
The primetime bitch one.
Really?
Yeah, that's Freddy.
Oh, okay. What about like a mix up of
TV
like,
right then.
Of like the Blair Witch and Freddy, or the Blair Witch and Mike Myers, like from Halloween.
Michael Myers isn't, I mean, he's just an unstoppable zombie.
Yeah, but still tie that in with the Blair Witch.
Or we could go more, because we talked about it before, go with Burgess Meredith as the devil to try and talk you into stuff and mash him up with like Jason, so he's not just a smooth talking devil. He's also a devil that will hack you up with a machete.
Wow. What about Al Pacino from Devil's Advocate? Like he's the devil, but he's the Slender Man.
I don't know much about Slender Man.
Oh, he steals children.
Slender Man is going to be on my time.
You've never played like Slender?
No, never.
Dude, we played it once in a basement with a projector and had all the lights off and had surround sound. Freaky, dude. Super freaky.
You're more up on what the kids are into these days.
This is a few years ago when this happened. Yeah, there's like Slender Man. Have you ever seen any of the videos, like of the reaction to people playing Amnesia? Have you ever heard of that game?
No.
Oh,
no idea.
So when we're done with the show, we're going to watch one. It's hilarious.
Can I just go watch the Twilight Zone?
Yes, you can go watch the Twilight Zone
or
now.
Simpsons Halloween special because it's Halloween time, baby.
Treehouse of Horror.
Next week, man, it's
back to more normal show.
Do we have to see Venom?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway,
I guess next week we're gonna see Venom.
Well, could be worse.
We'll see.
And we don't have to see Venom.
I feel like we have to.
I don't feel like we do.
I feel like it's ruining my October. Like I'd rather do an October show.
We can just do an October show, and then you know what? We can.
Can we Redbox it?
We can Redbox Venom.
I don't want to see Venom.
Okay, then
I don't care.
Okay, then let's Redbox Venom.
Screw it. Venom's out the window.
Yay!
I don't know what we're gonna do instead, but Venom just got the boot. It's out. It's out, baby. I don't want to pay for it because it looks crappy.
Ooh. I got an idea. I'm going to find a really bad B movie, like B horror movie, because I think I found a couple. And I'll hijack the show next week and make you watch a bad B movie.
All right. If you want to watch a B movie, I will give you two options.
Okay.
Because I know the best of the bad.
Okay.
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Okay.
Or The Giant Claw.
The Giant Claw.
The Giant Claw.
I think we might be watching The Giant Claw.
I don't need to rewatch it. I have enough to say on it.
Okay, so next week is The Giant Claw.
If we screw Venom, we're watching The Giant Claw, baby. I can't believe we're going to watch that movie again.
All right.
God, man.
Man, if you like the show,
I
even
just
this is-
mentioned the worst of the worst. It has nothing to do with the comics. It has nothing to do with anything. Can I just show you a photo of the giant
I think you
claw?
have, but I'm willing.
I might have shown you the giant claw before because the giant claw is that memorable. You might hear this when you watch the movie, but he's as big as a battleship. Get ready for the giant claw.
I am so excited about the giant
I
claw.
don't wanna watch
Well,
it.
Zach pulls up the giant claw on his newly updated phone. Let me tell you about Patreon. If you want to help support the show, go to patreon.com/editorsnotecomics, where $1 a month gets you this show. Oh my God, what the hell
I'm
is
not
that?
That is the giant claw, baby.
It says chicken wings and legs. Oh my Lord. I am so ready for this.
It has nothing to do with the comics or any way, shape, or form, but damn it, it's
Sign
the giant
me
claw.
up.
Screw Venom, no one cares.
All right. So anyway, $1 a month gets you this show a whole day early. It gets you the Buffy back issue bin a whole week early. The latest show out for Buffy back issue bin is The End. It's the end of the most recent run of Buffy before.
it's the end of the story altogether.
Yeah.
The end.
Is it the final Buffy back issue bin?
No, because
Okay.
we already did an interview that I'm cutting right now
Okay.
where you will not hear it live, but
Obviously not. You've already recorded it.
you will. I am cutting one of the most embarrassing things I have ever said, and I am happy to cut it.
Can you at least save the clip and play it for me at some point for my own personal amusement?
I'll tell you right now, and I'll bleep it or something, so this bleep counts as the thing.
A tease for that Buffy back issue bin show.
And I'm cutting that.
I'm glad that you were open and honest with the
I-
man and told him the real truth about Zach Bowen.
I have to cut that bit because it comes off all wrong.
It sounded like it was coming in some fashion, yes. Anyway, if you want to pay $10 for Patreon, Zach will tell you what his embarrassing moment in the interview was.
No, it won't.
$5 a month, though, gets you to be a Duke or Duchess of the podcast, in which you get an awesome sound thing from Sound Guy, who is the best in the business at this price range.
But we'll be back next week, I guess, for the giant claw instead of Venom.
Are you
because
doing any Halloween
wanna
specials at the
see it.
store? Do you still have Halloween trinkets to give to the kids?
There will be for the 27th.
Are you going to dress up as anything?
Nope.
The giant claw, perhaps?
No one can dress up as...
Will you dress up as Venom?
You can't dress up as... no one's a turd in the wind. But you can't dress up as the giant claw. That is an undressable costume.
I will find a way.
I guess we have to watch the giant claw.
Yes, we do.
I haven't watched that in 8 years.
Anyway, you can find the store 210 Water Street in Hollowell on all of the social media platforms.
And now two-way traffic is open.
It wasn't this afternoon when I drove through.
It will be on Friday.
You said that last week.
I was off by a Friday.
I guess you were. Anyway,
I guess
that's it.
Somehow we got stuck with the giant claw. We're watching the giant claw next week.
It's better than Venom.
Easy does it. We don't know, but it's probably terrible, and I don't want to pay for it.
That's fair enough.
I wonder how many people we just disappointed.
Quite a few probably from the very beginning of the show.
I don't care.
That's all right.
I don't want to pay for Venom.
Don't at me, baby. Let's go.
Or do it, Junior Rich.
At Junior Rich. That's right.
And that's where we'll end our show.
Next week, the giant claw.
Monster Motors
Ooh,
is great.
the claw. It's the claw.
It's as big as a battleship. If you don't think that's funny now, boy, they say it a lot in that movie.
Can we play like a bingo game every time they say
Another drinking game every time.
No.
You finish a drink and then you die because they say it 87 times. It's not a good movie.
Apparently not. I'm excited for it.
We'll be back next week for a Halloween giant claw episode. Not comics related, but
Still fun nonetheless.
I don't want to see Venom.
I think we've established that.
Okay. We'll be back. Monster Motors is great. Go buy Monster Motors, the graphic novel. We'll be back.
Baby.
Swan Lake style.
Oh, come on.
Yes,
Yes. Swan Lake.